Good morning, students. In our this class, today we are going to take another poem from our prescribed texts. This poem is from a Canadian poet, Robert Kroetsch, and the title of the poem is I'm Getting Old Now. It is taken from his collection of poems, Labyrinth of Voice, that was published in 1982. About this poet, we can say that as our course is Reflections from India and Abroad, we are reading the poems written by those people who write in English. Robert Kroetsch was born in 1927, 1927, and unfortunately he died in a car accident in 2011. He is a Canadian poet and novelist, and the main quality of his work is that it extends the boundaries of conventional forms. He experiments with forms, textures, and meaning, and enables the language to create possibilities of its own. He makes experiment with the use of language, changing the form of expression, changing the form of genre. He tries to express himself. So far as his poetic works are concerned, they are The Ledger, The Sad Phoenician, Too Bad, The Hornbooks of Rita Kay, and Complete Field Notes, the long poems of Robert Kroetsch. These are his works, and he is very famous in Canada, especially for the postmodernism studies in Canada. So far as this poem is concerned, it brings out his awareness of his advancing age. That, as the title itself suggests, I am getting old now. As he grows old, the memories of the past pains him since they are lost. A nostalgic mood, we can say, where he is going to talk about his past days. The first part of the poem symbolizes his dream about his childhood and his love and affection towards his mother. He recalls in his dream the day when he was standing in the garden over the hill with his mother and was playing amidst the pea plants. We are going to witness that in the first stanza. Later, she held the peas in her apron, which they had picked together. He could see the love and affection of the mother in her eyes when she compares him to be a bad weed, implying that he grew very fast and that too like a bad boy. This is said in a rather endearing way. This is not a complaint for the mother or nor to the child. It is natural for mothers to speak about their naughty children in this manner. And the second part of the poem, it symbolizes that he is close to death. He realizes the inevitability and accepts death as a friend. The poet seems to suggest that he is waiting for death, watching out for it as one waits to meet a long lost friend. As he thinks about death, he is again transported back to his old memories and dreams of his happy childhood. Let's see what the text of the poem says. He says, I'm getting old now. I can tell. I can tell you that I'm getting old now. How can he tells us? He gives the reason that I dream a lot of my mother. Nowadays, I have a lot of dreams about my mother. Again and again, every night, I dream about my mother, means my past days. So I can tell you that I'm growing old now. In my dream last night, she was in the garden over the hill behind our house. She was standing. I was playing in the pea vines. So, last night I also had the dream about my mother, and in that dream I saw that she was standing in the garden. Where is the garden situated? It is situated over that hill which is behind our house. So I saw that behind our house there is a hill, and on that hill there is a garden, and in that garden my mother is standing. She was standing, and I was playing in the pea vines. That was the garden where pea vines were planted. I was playing among the pea vines. We were both happy. I felt that we both were happy. He is talking about his dream. Neither of us would move in the dream. First, he says that mother was standing and I was playing. Actually, in dream, we feel all these things. We realize. So now he says that we were not moving. There was no movement. Nothing is certain in a dream. So earlier he had said that mother was standing and I was playing, and now he says that none of us were moving. Perhaps I wasn't playing. I'm not sure whether I was playing in the pea vines or whether I was standing still. I'm not sure about it. I was kneeling to pick peas. Maybe it was not my play. I was doing some work with my mother. I was helping my mother. I was kneeling to pick peas. And my mother held in her apron the peas we had picked together. So I was standing, and sometimes he says I was playing, and then he says that perhaps I was kneeling to pick the peas. I was helping my mother in collecting the peas, and my mother in her apron, she was holding the peas which we have picked together. So I was helping my mother, that I dreamed. So the uncertainty of action, a natural thing for a dream, natural experience in a dream, that after some time we are not sure about the dream. It becomes hazing, and we can say that here, using the language, uncertain activities, the poet is able to create the uncertain atmosphere of a dream. So really it was a dream. Whether I was playing, whether I was standing, whether I was helping my mother, nothing was sure. We will continue with the text in our next class. Till then, goodbye.